Well, hello there. Welcome to In the Bush. So, I discovered earlier that my van pulls up to this platform and the doors open up perfectly. So you know what I'm thinking. Platform vamping. What you just saw me making is called a mountain man breakfast. And I went ahead and got it started because I don't have a lot of time. I pretty much have something going on every day of the week, it seems like. So it's really hard to get out into the bush and film these and do this without having to kind of split it up with things going on. But that's okay. I have my radio show tonight. Outliers on 93.9 FM. You can tune in 24/7 at Radio Kilcook/podcasts. RadioKilcook.com/podcasts. I always leave a link in the description for my show. So anyhow, I have a little less than an hour left here. So I want to finish up my food, and then I want to get some things set in camp. So, Corporal's Corner style rundown here real quick. The food's got to simmer for a little while. While that's going on, I'm going to set up my canopy tent on the platform. My canopy tent is 9x9. The platform is 9x12, so it should fit. Then I'm just going to do some housekeeping inside the van and do some, just general housekeeping stuff. And then unfortunately, it'll be time to leave. Hopefully I have time to eat my mountain man breakfast before I leave for my radio show. So a simpler trip in the bush, maybe. We're just going to kind of do some relaxing tonight when I get back, and there's just not going to be a whole lot to it, but I am looking forward to this mountain man breakfast. Try 5 eggs. Here is the secret ingredient. Now, you should really use a wooden spoon, wooden utensils when you have cast iron, but I forgot mine, so I'm just being careful not to scratch the seasoning on the pan. Okay, so what you want to do is flatten it down so the surface is as flat as possible, because this is going to bake like a casserole. Once you get a nice flat surface there and everything compacted down, then you simply pour over your egg mixture. And then I'll take my spoon and try to flatten out the egg mixture as much as possible. Looks like this is a little, there we go. On the lid goes. And to expedite the process just a little bit, I'm going to stick a burning chunk or two of wood on top of the Dutch oven here, if they'll stay. There we go. All right, in a few minutes, we're gonna have a nice casserole. Sun's going down. I gotta be getting going here pretty soon. Head to my radio show. But today's step 2 is a Klosshaller grapefruit. This is a Radler, I believe. Very, very good stuff. Klosshaller grapefruit. Even got a second smaller one. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I had about 5 minutes here to sit and relax and enjoy this little bit of nature before I have to leave. But I will be back tonight. All right, let's get in here and get some of this. I'm just gonna get a little pie-shaped piece out, and look at that. Oh man, yes. Get all the stuffing that I left behind. I might make some tweaks to this recipe, but I think I got the basic idea down. A person could always melt some cheese on top too. That'd be pretty good. Oh yeah, that doesn't suck. You know, yesterday I climbed up in that bluff. I felt like a mountain man. Today I get my mountain man breakfast, even though the sun's going down. But I'm one of those people that I can eat breakfast all day. It doesn't matter what time of day is. Breakfast food, bring it on. Everything really does taste better in the bush. Well, I gotta leave. I'm gonna head into my radio show, and then I'll be back here at camp tonight.
Disabled my phone.
It is what?
Tuesday again.
Tuesday.
And we're here at Dr. Getwell's. This is Outliers. I'm your host, Nathan Gosnell. We got my co-host, Eric Bartholomew here. How you doing, Eric?
I'm pretty all right.
Tell us a little bit about your weekend, Eric.
Well, I had some other plans. I bought a ticket a long time ago to attend the Midwest. I can't remember. Midwest All Thrashers. No. There were some thrashers at this point.
So here's the deal. I just got back to the campsite, and I should have looked at the forecast today before I decided to do this camp out. Unfortunately, starting at like early in the morning, sometime in the middle of the night / early in the morning, there's supposed to be rain. And the thing is, I can't get stuck back here during the rain. It's supposed to rain all day, basically. And two things: I have to cover up my tarp or my platform now, so it doesn't get wet. And that means I need to take down my canopy, which was completely pointless for me to set up. But you know, this stuff happens. It's such as life, right? And the other thing is, if it does start raining in the middle of the night, I'm going to have to wake up and drive back to the house, because this van will get stuck in the mud back here, and it's supposed to rain a considerable amount. And it wouldn't be such a big deal, but I have band practice tomorrow. I have 2 new songs to learn tomorrow, so I'm kind of burning the candle here at both ends, trying to get these campouts done and trying to also live my regular life. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover up I'm going to take down my canopy, cover everything up with the tarp as best as I can, and then we're going to hang out in the van tonight probably, because I've got a couple things that I want to do inside the van here. We're still going to enjoy this night. I'm just going to have everything kind of pre-packed up and ready to go, so if it does start raining, I can just crawl out of bed, jump behind the wheel, and drive back to the house. So that's the plan. Let's get her going. I got the platform covered, got the walls on top, got the platform covered, got everything taken down. I need to have a step 2. I've been working too hard. Oh yeah. That's good. Next step, make some room in this joint. And just like that, we have rain. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drive back to the house. I got to get a couple of things from outside still. Here's the plan. It is way too early to just go to bed. I don't know if it's going to continue to rain or not, but if it rains very much at all, I could be in trouble back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the house. I'm going to go to the garage, vacuum this thing out, and do a few things up at the garage, and then I'm going to go ahead and stay the night in the van because it's supposed to be 46 for a low tonight. I'm going to go ahead and spend the night in the van and see how cool it gets in here. That way I'll know what it's like to sleep in here when it's in the 40s outside, and if I need heat. So anyhow, and there's also a leak back where I put my air conditioner on. I'm going to patch that tonight. I'm going to use this rain to find the leak, and I'm going to patch that leak. So a few things to do. I'm going to show you how I've got this van perfectly pimped out for camping. This is how I do the back, or the bed part. This van, the back seat does fold into a bed, but it's rather uncomfortable because it has the folds in it. So what I do is I put a piece of plywood, I fold down the back seat so it's flat, and then I got a piece of plywood. Well, hi, Peanut, my cat. Anyway, and then I put my mattress pad on there and make my bed right there. Just that simple. Oh, you gonna jump up in the van, are you? You gonna go camping? This is Peanut, everybody. Say hi. Say hi. Your first appearance on In the Bush. So that's how I do the bed part. So I took the two back seats, or two middle seats, out of the van. That way I opened it up and I've got some room. There's the famous pooper from Ragbri that I use on almost every episode. And I have it over a bucket of, well, there's nothing in the bucket right now, but it's going to be a composting setup. And my cooler fits under the end of the bed there. And in between the seats here, this thing fits. And this has all kinds of different supplies, my coffee making stuff, extra food, utensils, all that kind of stuff. Down here is the heater. Hi there, Peanut. I haven't needed to turn it on yet tonight. I've just been seeing how warm it stays. It's staying about 55 degrees in the van, and I've had the doors wide open just like I do now several times. So another thing I did was I mounted those two white light bars, and I've got a remote for those, so I can turn those on when I don't want to use the van lights. But I'm trying to set this up so that whether I have electricity or not, I can have all these comforts. This is another thing that's great. The remote actually works. Yeah, this fan's pretty comfortable for camping, I gotta say. Well, I'm all tucked in. The van seems to be holding steady at about 55 degrees, and it's about 45 degrees outside. So if it gets down into the 30s, it's going to start getting uncomfortable in here without any heat on. So have to figure out a way to heat it when there's no electricity. I've been looking into things, and there's not very many options. Each one has its negatives. Anyway, I'm going to watch this movie and get some shut-eye. I will see you all in the morning. I slept like a rock. Oh, I was catching up on sleep. So, alright, so it rained off and on. It was a good thing I came back here. Sleep was comfortable. It did get a little cool. I would say 40 degrees for a low is the lowest you want to go without some sort of heat in this thing. With that being said, there are some steps that I'm going to take to tighten this thing up a little bit. Like, there's a big rust hole down here, so I'm going to try to plug that. And another thing I can do is hang up a blanket to partition off the front cab section from the rest of the van. Another thing I can do is back where the back doors are, I could hang a blanket. Those back doors are a little drafty, so I could hang a blanket or a curtain or something back there to keep the drafts to a minimum there. That would essentially make this area, sleeping area, smaller and tighter. But still, I'm going to say 40 degrees is as cold as you want it to get overnight. Now what we need to do is we need to find out how cold can you camp with the heater on. So we'll be testing that out over the next week or so. I know I want to get back in the bush. I've been doing a lot of, I know this is silliness. I want to get back to just good old bushcrafting here real soon, but here's the thing. This is November, and campgrounds are closing down all around us. I want to get one more campground, just one. I want to get one more campground camp in before before I have to resort to only the bush this winter. So I'm hoping next week I can get out to Indian Lake or Wilson Lake or somewhere I can plug my van in, run my heater, and just enjoy a campground camp out before that's over for the year. So that's the plan for the next one. Hopefully that we can make that happen. Otherwise, we're going to be back to the bush and working on the cabin hot and heavy. I have to focus my attention on that cabin here pretty soon. So thanks all for tuning in. We will see you next time in the bush.